What was going through your mind throughout the race? Obviously, the lead time was reasonably comfortable, 44-1. Hurricane Harley enjoyed a nice trip early, and Lochinvar came around, and you really put the burners in that second and third quarters, 27-3 the second quarter, 27-4 to try to take that sting out of Lochinvar. When did you feel like you had him beaten?
I didn't actually. He just wouldn't go away. I couldn't shake him, and yeah, he's an unreal horse, Harley, that you don't feel like you're going that fast, but the lead time just felt like it was that slow and he had it that easy, but that's just how he goes. He's a beautiful goer, and yeah, and then I just couldn't shake him. I knew I was sort of running, but I couldn't get rid of him, and yeah, all credit to him. He stuck there, and it was a great race.
Terrific performance for a horse that's had 6 starts and 6 wins. He was up against some more seasoned type trotters tonight, but he just looks like he's one of those horses. He'll just keep going, and I think when a horse gets next to him, he just finds another gear.
Yeah, that's right, Rob, and credit to Clayton and Emma. Like, this horse has sort of come from nowhere. The first time I drove him at the trials, he was good, but he was very naughty and sort of hung and hopped, and he's not the most fluent gaited horse. He's sort of not the easiest horse to drive. I've sort of got used to him a little bit, and you've sort of got to go with him. The more you upset him, the sort of worse it is. But look, he's not as seasoned as some of those horses tonight, and that was the only question mark over him. But he's always give you the feel that he's very, very strong. And really, going forward, he just should keep getting better. And he has got terrific speed if he's sat up. So he's got to learn all that. Like when they sort of got to him, he'd get going and he'd get a bit keen, and then they'd drop off and he'd drop off with them. So he's still got a lot to learn, but he's very good.
Only tonight, having her 16th start, but making it 8 wins and recording another Group 1 win to her name.
Thanks, Robbie. Yeah, huge thrill to win a Breeders' Crown. You grow up as a kid coming with Nana and Pop and Mum and all the uncles and watching these races, and it's just, yeah, awesome to be able to win one, and obviously pretty great to be able to give Jack McKinnon his first Group 1 winner in a training partnership. So really happy for him, and obviously Pat and Anton and all their staff do a great job, and thankful for the opportunity.
You had a little bit of manoeuvring to do at the start of the race.
Yeah, she was a bit of a tactical one. I was just worried that if I stayed on the fence that one of the other ones may have come, and sort of seeing how they raced in their heats, they were pretty strong, that they may have put it to Maddie and been able to cross him. So just wanted to try and stay in front of them. It was probably one of those, if it comes off, it looks great. If it didn't, then we're going to look a bit silly. So thankfully it came off, and she was good enough, and yeah, ran a great race.
Early in the race seemed like it worked out beautifully for you, but I think there was probably a few worrying moments down the back straight.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal when the leader galloped down the back, but lucky enough I was able to keep trotting and sneak through on the inside, and yeah, then he was travelling pretty good after that.
Talk us through this horse with his progress coming into tonight. He's certainly been a horse on the up.
Yeah, like he's definitely, Ricky Elchin sent him down, and he would have been down here training him if it wasn't for the travel restrictions. So yeah, we're just looking after him for Ricky and the owner, Bradley Watts. They're up at home in Sydney watching it together. They've got another runner in the next, so hopefully they can make it a double. But yeah, he's a lovely horse to have turn up, and to win the 2-year-old Trotters Breeders' Crown's fantastic.
This would have to be one of the great highlights in your life.
Yeah, that's right. Like Breeders' Crown, that's what we aim for, is driving 2-year-olds, and it's just good to get on a horse as fast as this horse and as brave as this horse. And I've got to thank Lenny mostly for that, because he's his biggest fan, and he just keeps sticking up for me and made sure I was on.
You've had a few interviews throughout the week. You're a pretty laid-back type of guy, and your sort of response was, it's just another race.
Yeah, well, that's right. You can only do your form and go out, and in these races, just like everything else, you just got to be prepared, and what will happen will happen. And we got the right draw, and I didn't have to think too much about it tonight, which was good.
You've certainly delivered it the goods tonight. Well done.
Yeah, that was certainly not in my train of thought at all. But anyway, nonetheless, anything can happen, and a week can be a long time in racing sometimes, and yeah, one door closes, another one opens, and thankfully the right one opened for me this week.
You're probably going to be on the favourite Majida, who's not here. She's going around on Tuesday night, and as you mentioned, this horse was probably the last of your thought processes for the Breeders' Crown final. But luck's of fortune, and look, let's fair to say a little bit of luck your way too. You drew well, got a nice trip behind a very wayward leader, and you certainly had to make some decisions on the home turn because it looked for a moment there that it was not going the right way for you.
No, and I all but made the wrong decision while I started to do it, and yeah, thankfully I was able to correct that decision just in time and get the job done. But you know, she is a very talented horse, the leader, Sweet Louise, but wayward as you say, and it looked like Jodie had the momentum coming into it wide, so I thought if I could hold her wide and go with it, that was my best chance. But that was only there for a brief moment, and then it closed again. So luckily Plan B was available for the sprint lane, and she got the job done.
43.9 lead time was solid enough, then 29.7. Then he got keen, and I started getting a little bit worried for you that there might be a little bit, not a lot left at the finish, but he raced away 26.7 last quarter.
Yeah, no, he was very on the ball tonight. He burrowed through. He sort of held him good the first bit, and along the straight went Gilliam Nitro. He got a bit of momentum up and was coming quite quickly, so I had to go pretty quick to hold him, and I wasn't sure I was going to for a stride, and then he kicked through underneath him, the barrier one draw. You know, it helps to burrow through, and he did that. And then, like you said, he did get pretty keen. He didn't want to come back to me, but managed to get not a too bad second quarter, and then yeah, he ran home really strong. He was strong on the line.
A 154 5-mile race. She didn't let us down.
No, she was really good, Rob. She's just, we said last week, she's got that X factor, and she's got the speed and the will to win, and she's just, she's a terrific little filly.
You drove her with extreme confidence, David. You sat back. There was plenty of tempo on earlier, 43.6 lead time, and Tough Tilly just had a couple of horses look at her in that first part of the race, and you came around them 3 wide with the trail. But when you moved up into the breeze with a lap to go, you just looked to be confident that you had the right horse.
Yeah, that's right, Rob. You know, there was a few moves sort of early to mid-race, which obviously kept the tempo reasonably honest throughout that lead time. Then we were able to get round there and sort of probably dictate the race from there. You know, it was nearly 31 the second quarter, and then 28.5 off the back. We sort of could control it there, and then just really make it a 500 dash where the best horse was probably going to win.
Around the 300 metre mark, you just started to niggle at Ladies in Red, but she just responded.
She did, yeah. I just sort of wanted to really eyeball the leader and just be head and head right with it. So, you know, Kate wasn't able to make it mathematically impossible that we couldn't beat her, so it worked out really well.
Once you found the lead, even though you burn early, it was 45.1 lead time, so it wasn't over-taxing for her. And you got a couple of really good breathers, didn't you? 31.4, 29.4, John, and they underestimate her, I think.
Absolutely, Rob. I was sort of, she's a wonderful mare, and when I got the opportunity to jump on it tonight, I sort of thought that, yeah, I might surprise a few and find the front. I didn't think they might expect me to do what I did, and she just drops the bit. You know, she just burn it and just drop the bit to do what you want to do, and you rate how you want. And then when Chris come around, I thought we'll get rolling again, and you know, she had an easy enough first half, so I was just hoping the early burn didn't take the edge off her.